delighted to be teaming up with Schwartz Herbs and Spices to celebrate the first day of Advent. Looky here, look at the background. They've sent me a gorgeous little Advent calendar to kick things off. And in day number 1, lo and behold, ground cinnamon. So today I'm going to make you some totally delicious cinnamon spiced marshmallow snowmen with dipped chocolate hats. Let's get this countdown on. Okay, so there's a few steps to this, but it's really simple. Don't be afraid of making marshmallow. It takes a little bit of know-how, but hopefully I'm going to show that all to you today. So we're going to prepare our leaf gelatin. Now the reason you put gelatin into marshmallows, this helps to stabilize it and give it that solid structure. Well, solid as a fluffy light marshmallow can get. But I've got 10 leaves of gelatin here. I'm just going to pop into a pan, not switched on, keep it off, with 120 mils of cold water. This will go on later on, but for now we're just going to leave them to soak and allow them to start softening. Okay, stage 1 done. We're now going to move on to our eggs. So there's a few things in this that's going to help give your marshmallow its structure, and egg whites is one of those things as well. So we've got 2 whole large free-range eggs, and we're going to just have the whites. Lovely. Okay, and then we're going to pop that onto our mixer. Now, I do highly recommend either a standing mixer or an electric whisk. Make sure you get that consistency of the marshmallows. We're going to drop our whisk down and we're going to switch it on and we're going to whip it up to stiff peaks. That's the badger. Next up, we're going to move on to the sugar syrup. Now, important to be specific at this point, so I will seriously highly recommend a thermometer. You can get these on the interwebs, but they either look like a thermometer that sticks in your thing, or I've got a cable one here. Now we're going to add all our ingredients into a nice big pan. Your sugar mixture is going to bubble vigorously, so make sure you've got some nice high sides. So to a pan, we are going to add 450 grams of caster sugar, 50 grams of golden syrup, 250 mils of cold water. So it's going to go in there too. Now this is going to go onto your heat. Start it off on a low temperature, and you can give your mix a stir at this point to make sure the sugar and the golden syrup have combined with the water. And what you're looking for is for your sugar to melt into the water, and then we're going to ramp up that temperature and get it boiling. Okay, so your sugar syrup's temperature is super, super important. As your sugar boils, the water is going to evaporate, which means that when your sugar cools, its state is going to be very different depending on how much water has escaped. So when you boil it at 115 degrees centigrade, that's its like peak temperature, that is when we're going to get a lovely soft ball texture, it's called. So it means that it basically will hold its form, but it will still be light and squidgy. Okay, this is coming really close to 115 degrees now. So what I'm going to do is just switch on my gelatin and just let that warm through and melt into that water. Yes! Okay, we're up to 115. Right. You now want to work quickly, but please carefully. Arm yourself with a nice thick tea towel. Turn your sugar off and lower your whisk back down. We are now going to pop this on the slowest setting you possibly have. We are now going to pour this down the edge of your mixer very, very slowly. Oh, it's beautiful. And now your gelatin should be mixed into your water. Beautiful. Let's turn that off, and we're going to add that into the pan as well. Once this is in, we're going to safely turn it up to its highest setting and let it beat for about 8 to 10 minutes minimum, basically until your mixture has gone beautifully fluffy and thick and mallowy. Whilst it's whisking, we're going to add in our fantastic festive flavours. Of course, Schwartz cinnamon ground. We're going to go for 1.5 teaspoons, and we're also going to throw in some vanilla paste as well. Prepare a large baking tray for your marshmallow by lining it with cling film. Give your cling film a light brush with some neutral oil. Either vegetable or sunflower will be perfect. Once it's covered, you can pour in your marshmallow mixture. In a separate bowl, I've mixed 50-50 of corn flour and icing sugar. Dust this liberally over the top of your marshmallow mixture. Leave to set in room temperature for at least 2 to 3 hours.
Once your marshmallow is set, it is time to start decorating. First up, I'm going to put 100 grams of dark chocolate on a bain-marie and melt it down. You want to grab your remaining corn flour and icing sugar mix and dust a surface. Tip out your marshmallow and remove the cling film. Give a generous coating of your mix to the top of your marshmallow. Then I've got these adorable cutters. Push them slowly down into your marshmallow. Remove your marshmallow figures and give them a final dusting, shaking off any excess to get ready for some dipping. We're going to dip the head into the dark chocolate to give a gorgeous little top hat effect. Finish off with writing icing to give them those key features.
He's almost too cute to eat, but firstly, look at that mallow. It is spongy and squidgy, but holding its structure beautifully. Now it's time to try. Do I eat its head? It's so soft and squidgy and sweet, but with that cinnamon, it just tones it down and makes it so wonderfully warm and Christmassy. I'm so happy with those, guys. Please give this recipe a go. If you like what you see, then why not subscribe? And for all of the amazing herbs and spices from Schwartz, make sure you click that link in the description box. Get festive, get your cinnamon out, get your nutmeg. Who else knows what's in the advent calendar? But I'm excited to find out. Anyway, Merry Christmas, everybody.